Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Kathy Wade, your worship associate for today's service. Welcome, everyone, to Heritage Universalist Unitarian Church. As Reverend Bill likes to say, we Universalists and Unitarians like to wear our hearts on our sleeves. Today, many of us are also doing just that by wearing a favorite t-shirt that speaks from the heart, or makes us laugh, or draws attention maybe. We hope our t-shirt messages will show that Heritage is a community focused on nurturing the minds and hearts of all people, regardless of race or creed, age or gender. We are delighted to be celebrating with you. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or joining us via Zoom. We say hello to Zoomers.
Hi, Zoom.
I offer a special welcome to any first-time visitors, and I would invite you to sign our guest book in the lobby. If you are new to Heritage and would like to know more about our community or how to get involved, I hope you'll reach out to our greeter from the Board of Trustees, who is
Kate Wells.
Kate Wells. There you are. Kate would be happy to talk with you after the service and even give you a tour of our campus. By the way, later in the service, we will all have the chance, those here in the sanctuary and those on Zoom, provided you turn on your camera, to show off our t-shirts and to say a little bit about them. And a reminder that there is a potluck lunch after the service today in the Great Hall. All are welcome, whether you have brought a dish or not. It always works out. Finally, beginning tomorrow and throughout this week, Heritage is very proud to host our third annual Peace Camp. This year's summer camp has reached capacity. There will be 30 young people here all week, growing and learning together. Yay. Please also take a look at the two-sided sheet that includes today's order of service and other important announcements. There you will find lots of opportunities to get involved and to be of service in this community and beyond. And just a reminder to those of you here in person, please put your phones in airplane mode, or you can turn off altogether, since the signal can interfere with our internet system. Worship.
This morning's call to worship is from Reverend Kim Mason, minister of the First Unitarian Church of St. Louis. Once upon a time, chemists believed they could transform lead into gold. We laugh now, but are we not also in the business of alchemy, turning loneliness into connection, pain into comfort, anger into solidarity, faith into action? This is the subtle magic of church. Here we combine love with justice, create hope out of fear, transform individuals into community. Here we engage in holy alchemy, finding beauty in the ordinary and life in the present. Come, let us be transformed together. This morning's opening hymn is familiar to many of us. It is titled, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. But wait, don't be afraid of some change, because there will be some change this morning. An additional verse apropos to T-Shirt Sunday has been added, so pay close attention to the words on the wall or on your screen, as they will be slightly different in one place than what you're accustomed to. Please rise. Don't sit down yet. By this covenant we affirm that love is the spirit of this church, the quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God. Now you may sit down. Our Director of Lifespan Faith Development, Lacey Adams, has been here earlier this weekend preparing for this week's upcoming Peace Camp, which, as you heard, is sold out. 30 young people will be here in our church this week beginning tomorrow morning, many from the surrounding community and from families that are not currently active at Heritage. So this morning, Lacey's taken a little bit of a break. She pre-recorded her Time for All Ages, and she wants to talk with all of us about clothes and how clothes are one of the many ways we express ourselves and make a statement about who we are.
Everyone, I'm so sorry that I was not able to be with you today, but we are right in the middle, me and my family, of going to Wigs and Waffles, where Tiny Benny will make his drag debut. So it seems like the perfect time to talk to you about what it is that we do with our clothes. This is one of Benny's favorite shirts. It says we're all born naked and the rest is drag. It's a funny saying, Ben loves to say it, but what does it really mean? It means that deep down, we're all kind of exactly the same as human beings. The things that make us humans make us this similar to one another. But how we express ourselves, those things are completely different. That's the drag part. So, here is an exciting illustration in helping us express our personality. This is Minnie, not naked, but almost. So, how Minnie expresses herself is partly determined by the things she wears. She's feeling festive? Look at this. This is a very festive skirt. And maybe she really wants to get funky that day. She'll put it on with a plaid shirt. Now, this is just how Minnie feels today. Or maybe it's not completely how she feels. No mini is ever complete without, you know it, a mini bow. How many dresses tells herself and the world something about what she feels, how she feels about herself. Maybe she doesn't want this skirt. Maybe today is a day for florals. Still works with the shirt, but it's a different look. It's a different expression of herself. We do the same thing with shirts. We put shirts on that have messages on it. We have shirts on that have high collars or flowy at the bottom. When we make decisions about how we dress, that says something about how we feel about ourselves. It's an expression of who we are. Clothes aren't just clothes. They tell the world something about ourselves. So for the rest of the day today, we're actually going to be learning and sharing about one another through what we say with our shirts. So make sure as you hear other people's stories that you keep an ear out. I know it can be hard to sit through church sometimes, but this is a fabulous time to be in the sanctuary, because if you put your listening ears on and really look and listen at the people who are talking, they will tell you something really important about themselves through their shirts. And then you'll know more about the people that make up this community. And if you have an exciting shirt, a shirt you absolutely love, like Benny loves this one, make sure you tell your story too, because this community loves you and wants to know about you just as much as you want to know about it. I hope you have a fabulous time, and I can't wait to see you at next week's All Ages Pride service.
Lacey, I know it can be hard to sit through church, and I really appreciate so many people coming out this morning on a beautiful Sunday in the summer. It must be the t-shirts, because it certainly isn't me. And now for something completely different.
Anchors away, my boys, was a very long ago, but this is not the way they really go. So if you want to know just how they ought to sound, you might find out if you decide to stick around. The song. This is not the way they really go. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We're singing all the songs we learned to sing when we were kids, but now we don't know anymore. So we'll just stop right now. That's all.
How fun it is to give Aaron Walczewski a tough act to follow.
Well, I vote for that song every Sunday. Good morning. I'm Erin Walczewski, and I'm here to talk about how we're going to share our abundance on T-Shirt Sunday. And the recipient that we've chosen for our offering today is Jack's Closet. For anyone who is visiting or visiting on Zoom, every week when we take a collection here in the church, it goes not to our church, but to an organization either locally or nationally or even internationally that connects with our theme or with a timely event. And since today is T-Shirt Sunday, we thought it would be good to support an organization here in the greater Cincinnati area that provides clothes to children in need. So I have 2 young kids. They are 10 and 12, and they are growing like weeds. It can feel like a part-time job sometimes to keep them into clothes. Just a few months ago, we were going on spring break, and I realized that my son, Jack, did not have any sandals or flip-flops because it had been a year since flip-flop season, and we were going to a sunny location, so I said, what time does Carnival Shoes close? It closes at 8. It was 7:50, and I said, we can do this. Because I'm a great mom, and I know what size my kids' feet are, right? So we get to the store. They say, we're closing in 10 minutes. I say, not a problem. I know exactly what we need. Because just before that, a few months before that, Jack had hit a milestone in his feet where he changed from a size 6 to a size 7. And that is the difference between being able to shop in the children's section for shoes and adult section. So I had a little mama moment when we had to switch over. So we went confidently to the men's section and said, I know you close in 10 minutes, which was now 9 minutes at this point. My son needs size 7 sandals. And he said, oh, you know, you're right on the border of kid sizes versus adult sizes. So there's only certain brands that come in this size, and so I'll have to get them for you. So he went to the back, but now we're down to 8 minutes left. And so I said, well, Jack, just try on the sample shoes while we're waiting so that you can see which ones you. The sample sizes, which are all size 8, and they fit so well, we walked out of that store buying size 9s. But that's the way it is for lots of families. Their kids grow so much that you are wearing a 6 in December, and in March we're buying size 9 shoes. So my mother-in-law and I joke that managing the kids' clothes can feel like a part-time job. But that's a joke, but it's also a luxury for us, because when we need more shoes, we go to the shoe store 9 minutes before they close and we buy them. But not all families have that. Lots of families struggle to keep their kids in clothes that fit them and that are appropriate for the season. So that's where an organization like Jack's Closet comes in. They take donations from around the greater Cincinnati area. They give them to foster kids and kinship families, which are families that have children that are being raised by grandparents or close family friends, and they make them available for free. There's a starter pack called a Jack Pack, which is a homemade string backpack stuffed with the starter things that you need. Kids can come and get clothes as often as they need, and they have monthly bags too for both diapers and period supplies like tampons and sanitary pads for older children. And they provide all of this as a service to families like mine, families whose kids like mine need those new clothes very frequently. So today we are collecting for Jack's Closet. If you're on Zoom, the link will be in the chat. Here in the sanctuary, we welcome your offerings for growing feet all across the greater Cincinnati area.
Thank you. Your gifts are gratefully received.
The next Cialinos, Sean Carpenter, the Beasleys, the Bosch Birds, Bob Booth, the Lambs, John Colebrook, Molly McTighe, Gary Wilson, Mark Buckley, Lacey Adams, Martha Veheman, and anybody else? Did I leave out? I'm sure I've left someone out, but we want to thank you all. They're even out in the lobby. And I want to point out that at least 10%, that's at least 10% of the entire congregation was in on this project, this quick project. It truly does take a village. And so when those 30 young people show up here tomorrow to begin a week of Peace Camp at Heritage Church, they will have a much better experience because of the generosity, both physical and financial, of so many of you. And then on ensuing weeks when our own kids are out there this summer and beyond, they too will benefit from those contributions. So thank you. And my final random thought, at least for now, is an extension of those thoughts about the playground. Some of you have been around long enough now, maybe 15 years or so by my estimation, that you remember when that playground was first installed. But do you remember that that playground was initially made possible by a grant of which we were a part, something called a Chalice Lighter Grant. In an intentional effort to make our church campus more welcoming and hospitable to families with young children, we sought, applied for, and received a grant to help us put in a very nice new playground between our building and the back parking lot. Since then, we've done a few more pretty amazing projects, like our capital campaign that renovated and expanded our kitchen, renovated this sanctuary, put in our electronic sign, which is now fixed, by the way. It also turns out that we're pretty good at getting grants. During the pandemic, we were able to get some COVID-related grants that kept us functioning closer to capacity than many other churches could, and allowed us to not have to lay off or even cut back on any of our staff. And recently, we've received a grant to upgrade and increase our building and technological security. Do you have any idea how much work goes into getting, implementing, and monitoring just one grant? But we've had several in the past 15 years or so, thanks again to many of you. So huzzah for the grants, for the grant writers, the grant implementers, and once again, I simply say, holy alchemy. Wait, no, well, what's that I hear? It's, oh, you want me, holy alchemy, Batman. Okay, you wanted me to say Batman, but I was moving on. Holy alchemy, Batman. What's that I hear? Music? Singing? What's that we're making today? Trouble? Good trouble? What's that in our hearts every Sunday here at Heritage Church? Gladness, you say? So let's sing about it. Please rise in body or in spirit, or in both if you're able, and join me in singing Bob Lamb's favorite hymn, number 30, Over My Head. Be aware, if you're actually using the hymnal, rather than watching on the wall or your screen, that we're only going to sing the first 4 verses this morning of Over My Head.
There must
So have a seat. If you have a laugh, if you're on Zoom, make yourself comfortable. We're going to change the energy here for just a minute and give you a chance for that time in our service, which many people look forward to as one of the few moments in their week when they can truly let it all go, lay the burdens down, take in a deep breath, and simply be. Breathe and relax. A time of shared silence and deep centering. Let's go there now. May we honor the Spirit of life in each and in all. Amen.
This time is set aside for candles of community. It's a cherished ritual here at Heritage, where we devote time every week to share the joys and the sorrows each one of us might be experiencing. In this way, we deepen our connection to one another. We help carry one another's burdens. And we enrich our own relationships with one another in the process, knowing that our joys and sorrows will be lovingly held. There are no email requests to share today, so we invite anyone here in person who would like to share joy or sorrow to line up on either side of the sanctuary. Come up and take the microphone from Reverend Bill, say your name, and briefly share your joy or sorrow. We will also invite those on Zoom to type your requests into the chat, and we'll read those following the in-person requests. And Reverend Bill will light a candle to honor each request. Are there joys or sorrows among us today? So we'll light one final candle for all the unspoken joys and sorrows that we carry with us.
So this morning, there are some. So here to sing for us for the last time until late August, may they enjoy their well-deserved summer break, is our Heritage Choir, directed by Steve McCamley.
verse is done, the work's begun. I come to sing a song about hope. In spite of everything ridiculous and sad, though I'm beyond belief, depressed, confused, and mad, well, I got dressed. I underestimated how much that would take. I didn't break until right now. I sing of hope and don't know how. So maybe I can substitute strength because I'm strong. I'm strong enough. I got through lots of things I didn't think I could, and so did you. I know that's true. And so we sing a song about hope. Though I can't guarantee there's something real behind it, I have to try to show my children I can find it. And so today, when life is crazy and impossible to bear, it must be there. Fear never wins. See, I said hope. The work begins.
Choir will see you in about 10 weeks. When Kathy and I were emailing earlier this week about today's service, she asked if there were any readings that I had planned, and I said something like, not unless you have a poem about t-shirts in your back pocket or up your sleeve. And 3 hours and 40 minutes later, she emailed me a poem about t-shirts that she had just written. 3 things about this. 1, no, you don't have to be able to do that kind of creative magic in order to be a worship associate at Heritage Church. That's a Kathy thing. When we share a little bit about our own t-shirts in a moment, you don't have to do so in poetic form. Again, that's a Kathy thing. And 3, aren't we lucky to have Kathy among us? Kathy, would you do us the honor of telling us about your t-shirt collection?
All right. Well, this is a Kathy thing, I guess. That's new. I titled this poem, My Aging T-Shirt Collection. It used to be my favorite T-shirt. You probably know the one. His face, silk-screened in navy on a gray background. And below, in all caps, one word, hope. Even after 2 terms in office, I still wore it everywhere. Summers at the beach in North Carolina, jogging our neighborhood, dotted with a few unfriendly signs and stares. Then there was my second favorite, the one which shouted, "Nevertheless, she persisted." It's tucked away in a drawer with the Bernie t-shirt, the Hillary t-shirt, and the one in black with stark white letters saying, "Nasty woman." The famous poem titled Warning by Jenny Joseph. Maybe some of you remember her. She declared that when she got old, she would wear purple and break all the rules of custom and polite society. Today, though I am old, I admit I don't own anything purple. So I went to Amazon, of course, and ordered a purple t-shirt and got instead this. My favorite color, blue. Maybe I need to get a little older and braver before I am eligible to wear purple. Still, excuse me, this t-shirt celebrates the beauty of our ancient mother, the earth, and I will wear her image long into my old age and remember that every day is Earth Day. Thank you.
So it's T-shirt Sunday, not a scheme to get more of you into the sanctuary on a summer Sunday morning than usual, but it worked. A few years ago, I thought it would be cool, pun intended, to encourage everybody to wear a t-shirt to church one day, and thus was born this tradition. Here's how it works. If you'd like to show us your t-shirt and tell us a little bit about why you chose it today, what special meaning or significance it has for you, what it says about you, and you're here in the sanctuary, come up to the front in the usual way, line up, and then one at a time take the microphone, as you're accustomed to doing, and tell us briefly. Notice that we almost always say that word briefly when we have such sharing segments in our service. Tell us briefly about your t-shirt, remembering that lunch follows. Now, if you're on Zoom, it would be a good time to turn on your camera and to raise your little yellow virtual hand to let Kevin know that you want to share as well. And we'll go to the Zoomers after those here in the sanctuary have had their opportunity to share. Remember, speaking in church is always optional. There's no social or spiritual pressure to come up here and show off your shirt. But if you don't, I'm sure I'll ask you about it anyway, and at that point, you don't have to be brief at all. Now, who would like to say a little bit about their shirt? Come on up. Remember, there's going to be a camera zooming in on you when you do this speaking. Okay.
Every little thing is going to be all right. I don't need to explain any more than that.
My name is Ellie, and this shirt says, girls can do anything.
I'm Louise, and this represents the Martin Luther King Jr. Coalition of Cincinnati, where we do our march on MLK Day from the Freedom Center to Music Hall and then have an amazing program. And 2025 is the 50th annual gathering, so please show up as we build beloved community in Cincinnati.
Okay. I'm Bob Booth. In the late 60s and the early 70s, I was too busy to get into the tie-dye thing. But I started doing that here, and one day Thane Thompson, if you remember Thane Thompson, had a Chalice t-shirt on. I said, I've got to have one of those. So that's why I have it. I'm going to go to either. I don't know.
Hi, I'm Terry Gateskill, and my shirt is for the American Heart Association. 40 years on this one. I've got a whole stack of these. My grandson was born with a horrendous heart defect, and at 6 months he had open heart surgery and blah, 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 blah. He's doing awesome, but this is his team name.
as some of you have gotten to know me this last year, that some of you would like to suggest that I need one-on-one therapy instead of group therapy. But I would like to chastise this church for not thinking in a bigger picture. So not only do I have group therapy here, but my socks also have different wine glasses. But if you really want to know about me, look at my shoes with the sheep on them. And then I have some boxer That's another Sunday.
I'm Kai. I am a huge fan of FCC, so I decided to wear my Health Carousel FCC shirt today. My name is Jack. I got this shirt from basketball camp last week.
I'm Erin. My shirt was a gift from a friend. It says Dolly for President.
I'm Kate. I got this shirt because I hate Mondays and I love Fridays. And it says less. Wait, what does it say? I can't read it. More Fridays, less Mondays.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Payson. You all have seen this shirt before. I'll have to turn around for the camera. But General Assembly starts June the 20th, and I thought I'd have a little piece before that. But on Thursday, I got 65 texts about General Assembly. And every time there's a text, there's a notification on my cell phone, and the dog thinks it's the doorbell. So keep the faith, it says.
I'm Nancy Moore. I thought T-shirt Tuesday or Sunday was 2 weeks ago, so I wore a shirt, but I have other shirts, and I like this one even better. Let's see. Oh, sure, now you're against immigration. Yeah, I have a lot of... Oh, sure, now you're against immigration.
Neil Wattsman. My shirt says "Stronger Than Hate." It comes from a shooting in Pittsburgh several years ago where a gunman gunned down a number of people in the Tree of Life congregation. The mayor of Pittsburgh uttered this phrase, "Pittsburgh is stronger than hate." That's the reason I wear this shirt, in support of that community. I had a lot of family in Squirrel Hill years before then, so it hit pretty close to home.
Bill again. I'm wearing a shirt that says "Just Mercy," which was the title of the book by Brian Stevenson. Also, I love that it can be taken 2 or 3 different ways. Just mercy or just mercy. And it's from a Alabama Living Legacy pilgrimage I did a couple months ago.
So my t-shirt is blank, and I have found that throughout my adult life, having a blank t-shirt is usually the best course of action, because that way people can focus less than what is on your shirt.
He was raised in this church. I knew him when he was 2 years old.
I know you when I was 2 years old.
And I have the mic. And I'm between the two of them. I'm Julie, and this shirt is from Virginia, where we used to live for 25 years. More specifically, it came from Yogaville. Yes, there is a place called Yogaville. It's like a 400-acre yoga place. I love yoga. I've taught there a lot. And what it says is, truth is one, paths are many.
I'm Bob. My shirt says, equal rights for others does not mean fewer rights for you. It's not pie, which I love that saying. It's, it reminds me of another one that says, another quote that says, a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. You know, it's like more rights just means more rights. There's nothing taken away from anybody.
My fellow Buckeye and I seem to have a similar theme. They are now the Cleveland Guardians, no longer the Cleveland Indians. And this Trump-like figure is actually a takeoff on Chief Wahoo, a rather offensive image that the Cleveland Indians used for years. 2 years ago, the Washington football team stopped being the Redskins. The Indians this year are now the Guardians. There's hope.
Hi, I'm Sherry, and yes, you already know about the unibrow, but the reason, the actual real reason I wear my Frida t-shirt is because I'm so admiring of visual artists. I'm a musician, actor, but I can't paint, draw worth crap. And so I am very, very, very admiring of anybody who can do visual art, especially Frida.
I'm Samuel. I assume you all would recognize the rainbow on here, but for those who don't recognize the silly face, it is from the creeper monster from Minecraft and one of the game's most iconic images.
Gloria, and the reason I'm wearing this shirt, it's not really a t-shirt, is because I sing with the Claremont Chorale, and as an advertisement, we are having a concert today at 4 o'clock at the First United Methodist Church. So if you're interested, you can come, and it's $15. It's a nonprofit organization. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Ray again, and the front of my shirt is a little bit nondescript, but the back of my shirt is Miguel's Pizza, which is located in Slade, Kentucky. It acts like a community center for the rock climbing community and other outdoor recreation. So it represents community and outdoor recreation and amazing rocks in Kentucky. And it also gives me an opportunity to show off my tattoo.
And it's pretty cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Sue Yucks, and my T-shirt says "More Pride, Less Prejudice," and that's because I got this Sunday mixed up, and I couldn't come last Sunday, and I thought that was T-shirt day, and this kind of goes with that theme, which have said I'm with the band. And then there's books, a bookcase of books. So I was a teacher, and says it all.
No one on Zoom wants to show us their t-shirt. Don't know what to say, other than that I'm surprised. But we love you, Zoom people. I'm going to switch mics now. So I haven't told you about my shirt yet. This is actually probably one of my newest, if not my newest t-shirts. Some of you might remember the song called "The World's on Fire, We Still Fall in Love" by the band that is fronted by one of my friends and colleagues, UU Minister Aaron Walter. That was their first single and out a couple of years ago, and we played it a few times here at Heritage Church, and this is the t-shirt from that song. The band is called Parker Woodland, which is in script down here, and it's got a world and a fire and a heart. The world's on fire, we still fall in love. Who can deny that the world's on fire? Heat domes out west, and wildfires in Canada, and deadly heat wave in India. The past 12 months have each, and I mean each, been the hottest ever recorded for that particular month, ever. Climate crisis, genocide, teetering toward autocracy, the world's on fire. Let me count the ways. Yet we still fall in love. We still can love. We still do love. This church where we center love and where everything has love as its spirit is living proof that despite the fact that the world outside is on fire, in spite of the fact that there's so much to be concerned about, we still believe in love, we experience love, we embody love, and that's why I'm proud to wear this shirt today and why I'm proud to be part of this church. We do recognize, and we've shown that in our shirts, that the world is on fire, but we still fall in, believe in, stand on the side of, answer the call of love. So this is my Parker Woodland t-shirt, which Erin Walter and her band sent me, but it's so outdated now because they have a new single called Makeup, which is the perfect anthem for Pride Month. And I'll tell you that right now we have the honor and the privilege today of being the very first public showing of this video for that new single. That's right, in a moment you're going to watch a world premiere video because the release party is later tonight in Austin, Texas. We get to do this a few hours early. Thank you, Erin, for letting us do that. The video features Erin and other members of her band Parker Woodland and several LGBTQIA+ activists and artists and friends and family from the Austin, Texas area, where Erin lives and works as the minister and executive director of the Texas Unitarian Universalist Justice Ministry. This video was shot and produced by Andy McGuire. Erin says that the song was inspired by her own queer child and by a protest sign that was being held by another child outside the Texas governor's mansion during a rally protesting that state's passage of some very oppressive and hateful homophobic and transphobic legislation, laws that Ohio is now modeling itself after and trying to emulate. So as you sit back and watch or get up and dance to this powerful anthem of pride and self-determination, remember what Erin and Andrew and Carrie are saying to us and saying to our kids and saying to and about the world. Once again, thanks, Erin, for letting me do this here in Cincinnati this morning. And now, without further ado, is the world premiere of Makeup by Parker Woodland.
So lonely in a crowd. Sometimes nothing helps. You're always trying, and it gets so tiring. So you call your mother from upstairs, say, call me by my new name. You just keep trying, but you
many thing, you know who you are. And you don't know the many thing, you know who you are. And you don't know the many thing, you know who you are. And you don't know the many thing, you know who you are. 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 And you don't know the many thing. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know who you
I love that song. How many views are on that song, Kevin? Less than 10? Oh, okay. It was 7 last night. We upped that number a lot just now. That song makes me remember why I love rock and roll so much, what rock and roll is supposed to do. Inspire, encourage, give us hope, call out what's wrong in the world, help us have the power to change the world, all the while making you tap your feet and move your body and sing along and feel alive. So I just want to say this to each of you here in the sanctuary and on Zoom today, but in particular, I want to say it to some of you. You know who you are. You know who you are. You don't owe them anything. So be who you are. We're here for you. We're here together. Let's keep on making holy alchemy together, Heritage Church. I love you. Amen. So let's join hands for the benediction. There we go. Look at this rainbow around this circle. May the Spirit of life, that each of us possesses, flow from one to the other. May it stay with us, and bring us peace and harmony. Until we meet again. Amen. Let's go have some lunch. Thank you, ma'am.
So lonely in a crowd. Sometimes nothing happens.